way.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
We're waiting for the train. That's my friend standing there. And we had a very nice conversation in the train. Like a very old man who's in 87, and in 87 he's going for a trek. That's so rare. Hi, we have reached Bristol, and that's the train that we came. So dramatic, old style. And it's one of the famous train stations in UK. In terms of accommodation, there is so many hotels right next to the station. So that's Bristol, with waterway going all through the city. That's our room here, a decent room, and a decent view for a decent price. Now we are going to see what's there in the city of Bristol. We are now in Corn Street. It's getting dark and the lights are on, and the night is starting up. If you think about the time, there was no standardized time in those old days. Each city in UK has to have their own time. Bristol used to have its own time. The clock you see over there is what they used to refer before the Greenwich Standard Time. So this is the clock the whole city used to refer. It was built in the 17th century. Next we went to have dinner, as it was already late. Day one was more or less like over, just having dinner and just visiting one or two places. So that's about the first day. Second day, we are heading to Bath, and we're running to catch train because there's only 4 minutes left, and let's see how Bath is. We just booked train last minute. On the way to Bath, we are in our second train.
This is
Just 10 minutes ride, we have reached Bath. So if you look at the distance, Bath is just 10 minutes from Bristol. I finally decided where to go. So we are here right now where we got down, and it's Bath is a very small city because it says the whole of the city you can walk in just 35 minutes. So everything is walkable distance. Bath is a very old city, the first century, which is like 2000 years old city. And as we can see, all the buildings, whatever I can see so far, it's all really old and has a lot of Roman architecture. You see the columns there, which is a Roman architecture, the style of the column. It's all old buildings, but then the streets, all the shops are like renovated and given for the public. That's every single building is old. It just feels like we are living like in the first century. We are going to one of the most popular bakery called Thoughtful Bakery of Lovely. They have a small seating space. Chocolate halwa, baked cheesecake, chocolate again. Might be too tempting, but yeah, they look really lovely. Croissants. So we have set one of these and one of this, which is called the Bath bun. So Bath bun is very famous. It's made locally, and so we are trying that. So that's the Bath bun and croissant. Bath bun. It just tastes sweet. This is how much? £2.
20 or something.
In Indian rupee, this bun is 200 rupees. Something good. to try. Next, we came across this random street and we thought it's interesting. So there are so many beautiful streets in the city of Bath, and it's just wonderful just to walk. So that's the main entrance to the Bath Spa. This is the Bath Abbey Church. It's the main church of the Bath city, built in 1500. This is the Bath Spa, which is right next to it, and we are planning to go in and see. Entrance to Roman Bath. The ticket is quite costly. It's around 16 pounds per person. They have given a ticket and they have also given a phone. So basically the phone is like a moving guide. So you stand there and listen to the history of the place with phone. So we have come, and this is the main Bath Spa. Everything is built like 2000 years old. So the stone that I'm touching now is 2000 years old. I am so shocked to see they let people touch the old statues. So I asked about the history of the bath to a person here, local guide. The story is that this is actually built by the Britishers, and after they used to call it the holy place, and when the Romans came to the UK, they fought with the Britishers and got the place, and they started to call it the Roman bath. So this was the first thing that was built 2000 years ago, and after that everything slowly evolved. So after the spa, everything else was built. As you see, this church was built after that, and everything else. That's what we get to see around the main bath spa. The whole city itself was named after this because of the bath. So where we are right now is here, and there used to be a huge roof which is 20 meters. It's not there anymore, but it's one of the tallest roof in the UK in that time. It's a roof connecting all the way up here to here in the Roman bath. I was just reading about it, and this is a picture without the water. Basically it's just 1.5 meter deep. The floor is made of lead plates. The floor is completely made of a metal sheet, and behind that is to protect the water from leaking. So I asked a local neighbor about the whole city being built with limestone. You see, each and every building is built with limestone. The reason they told is that it's because they have a close by quarry, like a lime quarry very close by. Kind of cost saving and time saving, because you build with what is available nearby. This is the main bath, and there is an other bath here in other side, and this is a natural hot water spring. Even now you can see the water bubbles coming up, and this pictures says everything. Like, it's directly the hot water from underground is getting heated up, and it comes directly to the building. Next, we are seeing in the gallery is an old skeleton from 3rd century, and it was really interesting to see. The bones were really thick and huge. People used to be so tall and heavy those days. Next, we are seeing is the coins that were used. So as we zoom in, we could clearly see the irregular shape of the coins, and made of silver. It's interesting. So basically it's worth for 16 pounds. I mean, we have already spent 2 hours, and there's still a lot more. Like, it's basically about a lot of ruins which they collected, and the stories behind each of the ruins. They have a video explanation as well, so it's very well presented, and I think you should at least have 3 hours to visit the whole thing. This one shows an animation of how people used to take bath, like a virtual animation in the same place. This is the holy water, which has the hot steaming water directly from the ground, which is directly connected to the main bath. As you can see, you can still see through underground that the water is running. So this is the spring water that connects and comes to the main bath. And let's see how hot is it. It's really hot, but yeah, maybe you could just sit for like 5-10 seconds. That's it. You can't really stay for more than that. Yeah, it's hot. I think that's the reason they mix it with the river water here in this. So then the temperature becomes very suitable, like an average temperature to take bath. Yeah, it's interesting to see that everything still exists the same way. The water running in, the buildings, the old ruins, everything is still there. It's well preserved. So that's all about the Bath Museum. That's
This is a classroom.
the female version.
We can't paint in no other way. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
We came across a Swiss company watch. The cost of is £38,000, which is literally 38 lakhs in Indian rupee just for a watch. You could buy a Range Rover or even a house just with the watch. This is the bridge that we came to see. Interesting part about the bridge is that it is a bridge, but then it is also a street, as you can see. So there's bridge on one side, shops on the other side. It doesn't even feel like a bridge. It looks like it's just a regular house and street and everything, but this is actually a bridge. The next place we have come is a town housing called Circus. It's because it's built in a circular way, so it's all residential place. This was built in 1750, like 250, 300 years old. It has Georgian architecture. It's nice to see that these houses are still staying. I mean, it's 250 years, it's quite a long time, and they're still good. The next part we are going is the Crescent. We have come to the Crescent, and it's similar to the terraced houses what we saw in the circular, which is built in a circular way, and these are built in a semicircle like a crescent. So these are the difference. Only difference is that these are terraced houses, and those are townhouses. The one, yeah. So that's a major difference. But yeah, more or less the same. Next, on the way, we came across a small place where we can play golf, and it's quite cheap. It's just for like 5 to 10 pounds, and you can play for like very long time. So we really enjoyed. So this is something you could try as well in Bath, and it's fun playing with friends. And now we are heading back. Not sure where. Somewhere in the city center to have some food. On the way back, we just came to the Queen Square. This is again here to the spot, but it's just like a regular park with a huge stone pillar in the center. So that's the end of second day, and as you can see, Bath is a very beautiful city, and all you need is a day to just go by walk. We are going here for dinner. It's a pizza place. It's called the pasta pizza, you know. Another piece of advice when you travel to Bath is that stay is expensive in Bath, so it's better to book a stay in Bristol and travel to Bath. So that's the end of part 1, and the part 2 will be on Bristol, which we are going back now